Hello, I am Brother Brion, Heru'El, Africa Bay, and this is basically a little civics lesson about your rights and responsibilities, in the community. This particular document was created for those persons who are located in what we call the land of flowers, of Florida, or the Republic of Florida, not the state. First thing I want to get you familiar with is basically nationality and status. The good definition for national is pertaining to or relating to a nation as a whole, commonly applied in American law to institutions, laws, or affairs of the United States or its government, as opposed to those of the several states. The term national, as used in the phrase national of the United States, is broader than the term citizen. National is based on nationality, and nationality is called the quality or character which arises from the fact of a person's belonging to a nation or a state. Now, some of us don't know our nationality. A lot of us don't know our nationality, whether you be black, white, red, brown, yellow, what have you. And it's important that we learn our nationality and we stand on our nationality, because nationality dictates how you will be dealt with in terms of the actual legal system or law. The nationality determines the political status of the individual, especially with reference to allegiance, while domicile determines his civil status. Nationality arises by birth or naturalization. Nationality is also used as opposed to territoriality for the purpose of distinguishing the case of a nation having no national territory, like the Jews. They don't have a national territory, however, they are considered a people, because look at where Israel, all those people don't call themselves Jews. Jews is more like a social term, almost like black. And white, the black, white, and brown, and whoever you want to call them that are in America are basically, they're faced with the same issue in terms of nationality, because black does not denote a nationality, nor does white. They are colors, or as they call it, a part of the race game. But race does not denote nationality, since you can be of one or two or three, you can have 4 or 5 different races within the same territory, and they could all be born there, and they can all be nationals. The greatest example is the land that we are on right now, we call America, or anciently called Amaxum, ancient Amaxum. And one thing that you really have to consider as a person or a human being is that all human beings have a nationality, even if they don't know it. The problem with most of the people taking up residence in America is that many of them have declined or denounced their nationality, all in the name of citizenship. It's important that they understand that in actually denouncing your nationality, you have basically stripped yourself of the legal and lawful rights that are given to those persons who have a nationality. If you're from another country and you have denounced your nationality, you basically, whatever ties you had to your country are the former, or they no longer exist, because in most places don't allow dual citizenship or a dual sort of status. So I basically want to let those people know who are calling themselves white, black, Asian, or whatever name that they're taking on over here in reference to national status, that, you have no rights, no human rights. You will be given civil rights. That's why civil rights are so important, because civil rights define the rights that are given to a person based on legislation. Constitutional rights are more or less not based on legislation, but rather it is a contract between the government and the real person or the human person that states the boundaries in which the government can and cannot cross. Persons with civil rights have accepted that their government will cross a number of lines and will trespass in certain capacities that will go directly against the Constitution, and therefore they are outlined in a Civil Rights Act. And an act is just exactly that. It's just acting in place for a certain amount of time, and once this act is no longer real or no longer is needed, then it officially goes out the window, and at times does come and go out of the window in regards to how persons are treated. It's important that people understand that the Civil Rights Act is unconstitutional. No special group of people should be allowed certain rights or certain privileges just because they choose not to accept who and what they are in reference to the law. And then you have a number of people who have come to this conclusion, and these people are becoming what they call sovereigns. And sovereignty is, or sovereign or sovereignty, is basically the essential public authority expressed by an independent civil society, and that said authority has no superior. The sovereign is the unification of all the powers and belongs solely to the people, resting in the body politic of the nation. So if you are a sovereign or claiming sovereignty, then you have accepted that whatever you are charged with or whatever that you do, you will take full responsibility for. However, you are also intelligent enough and prepared enough to understand the legal system and understand how the legal system works in regards to holding you accountable for whatever it is that you have done or someone is saying that you have done. The status of the sovereign is that of the highest. It comes under the rule of thumb that the king can do no wrong. However, sovereignty in the United States, or the United States of America, is determined by the actual states. The way legislation has it put is that the state as a whole, or the state of Florida, is a sovereign body. Okay, so it acts as an entity, and that sovereign body has rights and a number of other things that are given to it by the Constitution, which is why the state of Florida can be sued, and why the state of Florida does have an opinion, and why the state of Florida itself acts as a person. And you can just look at if you've ever been to court or seen any of those documents, it says the state of Florida versus whoever. It is because, again, sovereignty has been given or granted to the state of Florida. It is important that you understand that in the state of Florida, though, and in all states within these United States, that the power of the sovereign states or these sovereign body politics rest with the people. In other words, these are all republics. And under the rule of a republic, if one person disagrees, then everything else is nullified. If we're having a vote and we're trying to vote for candidate A and candidate B, trying to decide, well, if one person says that they don't agree with what candidate B is saying, but everyone else is voting for candidate B, and that one person decides to vote for candidate A, then in a republic, in a real republic, candidate B did not win. A republic accepts the fact that all the people in the society have to come to an agreement. Now, what we have accepted nowadays, and this is not under law, but rather under the ignorance of law, that this is a democracy. And a democracy, majority rules. That means no matter if there's 1 million people that say that this person is the wrong person, and then 2 million people say that this person is the right person, the 2 million people went out over that 1 million people. That causes grief and frustration within any group of people calling themselves organized or a society, and it facilitates the ideology behind the Tower of Babel, which is a group of many who can't get along and pretend to, which is what's going on here under the rule of democracy. It is important that we as persons, humans, real-life humans, understand that we are the nationals. We have rights, and they are to be respected by all claiming to be an authority. And that is the blessing of having a constitution. That is the blessing of having right law, or laws based on right law, because we understand that we have rights.